Welcome to episode 8 of Flying Blind in Elite Dangerous. I am Commander Jackeen, and in this episode, got a little bit of catching up to do. And in addition, I want to discuss some helpful tools that you might want to look into if you are interested in getting the most you possibly can out of Elite Dangerous. Now, the catch-up part, it's been quite a while since I've actually done an episode since the last episode. Over that time, I've actually gone ahead and earned a little bit of money. So I am currently sitting on 152,000 credits. I had actually used a lot of those credits to purchase a Viper. I was interested in getting something that was a little more combat-worthy than the Eagle. The Viper was the next affordable thing. I kind of ditched the idea of getting the Adder because I figured the Viper would allow me to carry some cargo but still be able to defend myself. It was good. It was a good combat ship. The problem, however, is that it's a gas hog. It costs more in fuel than I was actually making on a regular basis, and it had such a small fuel tank that I couldn't actually take it very far from my home base. So that kind of prevented me from taking a lot of missions that actually wanted me to go bounty hunting in systems that were more than one jump away. It was just a little more trouble than it's worth at this point, so I sold the Viper and I am back in the Eagle, and I'm back to contemplating whether or not I want the Adder. So right now I am here in Daedalus Station and in Sol, which is right outside Mercury. And the reason why I'm at Daedalus Station is because I started using a program called Slopey's BPC Market Tool, or something to that effect. You can actually find that on the Elite Dangerous forums, and I'll make sure that I put a link down here at the bottom of the YouTube video so you can actually go ahead and download it. What this tool does, and I'll give you a screenshot of it, is that it provides you with a crowdsourced snapshot of all of the markets in the game. Now, when I say all of the markets, there's a big asterisk next to that, because all of the markets only really means the markets that A, people have visited, and B, that they've manually entered into the tool. Because it's crowdsourced, the tool relies on players to actually take the time out of their gameplay to copy the information from the market into the tool. The reason is because Frontier doesn't want anybody scraping their data, and they don't want anybody data mining their game for all of this information. So the thing is that some people look upon this tool, even in its crowdsourced state, as cheating, simply because it gives anyone who uses it a leg up on earning money. I don't really see it that way, mainly because it's crowdsourced, which means that it's only as good as the effort that people are willing to put into it. So if you're in an area that nobody's been in, or nobody's been in for a long time, then the data that's available to you isn't going to be super up to date. So you can use it at your own risk, more or less. I mean, it will still give you a general idea of what's available in the market and where you could essentially take it. So I just want to go over a brief tutorial on. I wrote this up on the Flying Blind website, but I want to go over kind of how you trade, sort of, for those people who are interested. Now, there's always going to be options for you to trade with a purpose, and that's by going to the bulletin board and finding an available mission. Now, I don't have any available missions right now, except for this one: mineral extractors purchased at this starport. So if this was actually available to me, and it's not because I don't have the cargo capacity to handle it, but if it was, What we're looking at here is a mission that wants me to find mineral extractors and bring them back to this station. So if I were able to take this, I would say, okay, I need 9 mineral extractors. Where do I find mineral extractors? So the easiest way to do it right now is to go to the commodity market, and I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Find it here. I do not see mineral extractors here, which is kind of a problem. Normally, let's see, if you needed, say, food cartridges, notice here we have a demand, but we have no supply. Except here, when you click on food cartridges, you'll notice that there's a section over here on the side that says imported from. So we can import food cartridges from Wolf 359, Sirius, Wolf 424, Groombridge, etc., etc. What I would then do, if I was after this particular item, I would exit here and I would say, well, okay, what's nearby? And I could find that Wolf 359 is actually nearby. So I would go to Wolf 359, and I can go to the system map here. Just for information, generally the data that you get, actually I gotta jump up a level. The data that you get is good for the system. So here's Wolf 359, which we know in this case provides food cartridges. We'd have to go to the system view, and if we had trade data, we could click on a station and find out that, see what they export. Now we know that we get our supply of food cartridges from Wolf 359. That's what the market says. We can come here, and even though it doesn't specifically say exports, we know that, yeah, okay, Wolf 359, it's not their major export, but we know that they get it from here because the market says so. So I would plot a course to Wolf 359, I would dock, I would buy the requested quantity of food processors, for example, and I'd bring them back here. So the pro to this is that, as you can see, in this case for the bulletin board mission, mineral extractors would pay me 9,699 credits. I was doing gold runs that were paying 13,000 credits at a pop. The downside, the con to this, is that you actually have to front the money to buy the gold, or to buy the object that you have to transport. So in this case, I would have to front the money to purchase the mineral extractors. The slight pro to that con is that usually the amount that they pay out is going to be roughly about double what you have to spend in order to obtain the materials that they're asking for. So you're probably going to roughly double your money by taking that mission on. So it's always going to be lucrative, assuming you can actually get back with the goods in one piece. So that's normally how you would go ahead and do it. Of course, you could always go in and just futz around with the trading map. Now in this case, what we're looking at here is a visual representation of the flow of minerals, and specifically coltan. So here we're interested in Sol. Now if I had a mission that was asking for coltan, which I actually did have earlier, I could come here and say, well, visually, where the heck am I getting coltan from? So I could see I can get it from Alpha Centauri, I can get it from Lumen 16, and I can also get it from Sirius. I don't have access to Sirius, but that's okay. So what I could do here is I could travel to Alpha Centauri, which I wouldn't do because the stations are so far away. It takes 15 to 20 minutes to a half an hour to get there. Or I could travel to Lumen 16, dock someplace, and pick up the coltan and bring it back to Sol. I could do this instead of looking at the market. But if I were to actually go to... wrong interface. Go to the commodity market and look up coltan. Here it actually tells us Lumen 16, Sirius, and so on and so forth. Actually doesn't say Alpha Centauri right there. So basically, you can do it the visual way, or you can do it kind of the assured way. This way, you know exactly where you're going, and so on. So it's 6 of one, half dozen of another. Now, what Slopey's tool does is gives you the opportunity to find either best profit runs for straight commodities. Now this is for working without a mission, or if you did have a mission you didn't want to use the conveniently located commodity market or galaxy map option, you could use this tool to actually come in and find who's selling what. But it's beyond that. If you want to do free trading, if you want to just buy low and sell high without a mission, you can actually use this tool pretty effectively. So we have the best profit calculator, which will take the system that you're coming from and the system you want to go to, and you can set some parameters such as how much cargo capacity you have to dedicate to this run, the light years, if you want to use, if you want to limit to the distance based on what your ship can handle, and how many credits you have to spend on this particular endeavor. So in this case, I'm in Sol right now, and I may want to go to Wolf 359. My cargo capacity is 4, which is what I can carry in the Eagle, and I have a max jump distance of 12 light years, which is a little more excessive than the Eagle can handle, but I'm only devoting 56,000 credits to it. So what I do is I go ahead and I hit search, and then what the tool is going to do is it's going to connect to the central database, which is hosted in the cloud, and it's going to pull down essentially all of the crowdsourced data that users have put into the system. So again, this is really only as good as the crowdsourced information that's been provided. So if people haven't hit the station recently, it's really not going to be up to date. But you can go ahead and you can take your chances. So here we have here I'm in Daedalus Station, and we are sourcing from Daedalus Station, for example. And here's all of the particular locations we can go to in Wolf 359. There's only 2 stations, Lomas Orbiter and Powell High. And further down the row, you can actually see what you're going to get, how much you're going to spend, how many you have to buy, what you're going to get. And then it also is convenient and tells you not to leave empty with not to leave the destination station empty when you make your return. So here in this case, if we were to go to, let's see, if we were to buy superconductors from Daedalus, 4 of them, we would end up we'd end up paying 6,162 credits. We could per item. So that's so we can actually go ahead and verify that since we are at Sol Daedalus. So we can go to the commodities market, look for superconductors, and let's see, here they are. So the price here in the buy column is 6,162, which is exactly what the unit price is here in Slopey's tool. So if we buy 4 of them, we'll end up shelling out 24,648 credits. What we'll end up doing is we'll take them to Powell High in Wolf 359 and sell them for a total of 26,760 credits. Now, that's a rough profit of 2,112 credits, with some other statistical information like unit profit. So we'll end up making 2,000 credits on this run. Very simple. Daedalus is right by the sun. Powell High is the furthest station, but it's still not that onerous to get out there. So it's actually a quick run, really quick 2,000 credits. Once you're at Powell High, though, they want you to buy domestic appliances there and return them to M. Gorbachev's station here in Sol. And if you do that, the total profit of the entire trip is 3,168. So this tool here helps you to find the most profitable item that you can afford, that you can carry within your parameters of how far you're willing to travel. So that's what the best profit calculator does. The system data, however, actually will give you information about a particular system as it was last known. So here we're going to use the current. Now, what Slopey does is it actually reads a log file directory on your system. So every time you make a move in the game, it writes a log file, and that's just standard log file that Frontier probably requests for debugging purposes, but Slopey's tool actually reads that to be able to determine where you are and where you're going. You can actually have it here with auto update on jump detection. When you move into a new system, it will actually update itself and change based on, it knows where you are by reading those log files. So it's not doing anything skeevy, it's reading the files that Frontier provides. And that's how it gets its location information. So here, for the system data in Sol, we can actually see the station name, the type of commodity we have, how much they're selling it for, how much they're charging for it, and how much they have in stock. And then we've got some update statistics here, so you can actually know the freshness of the data. This let's see. So this here on Daedalus, the Bertrandite was last updated 12/18 at 3:15 p.m. and I believe that is UTC time. We are now at 1:28 a.m. UTC time. So this is pretty old. Anything that's in red, pretty old. So let's see. So Columbus Medicine progenitor cells is actually fairly recent, but so you could take your chances with it. I don't think that this information fluctuates wildly unless you're in a system where there's a lot of players doing a lot of work. So you can actually come here and you can see what a system actually is offering, their quantity, how much they're selling for, and so on and so forth. If you're looking for a specific item, let's say we need what did we need over here? Let's see, that mission, or any missions that are available now. Surgical choice, rutile. Oh, mineral extractors, that's what we needed. Okay, so let's see if we can find mineral extractors. Actually, you could just type in mineral extractors. Okay, so here's where we can find mineral extractors. Unfortunately, what it doesn't do is it doesn't give you kind of a layout. So it doesn't actually, this doesn't actually use a case of, where you are now and what's near you. It's simply, these are the systems, and these are the stations, and these are the items, and this is the last reported information we have on those items, with no mapping information whatsoever. So if you really need to, if you know your neighborhood pretty well, you might be able to spot this and take a look at it and figure out what's near you. I know Tau Ceti I think is somewhere around here. I know that there are some Cetis around here, around Sol. So you can actually use this to find a particular item. You can also do things like hide zero stock by items, and then we can also show the distance from the current system. So I believe this is probably going to be in light years and not in jumps. So if it knows we're in Sol, we can crank it up here. And let's see, so some of these, I don't even know. Wolf 359, we can actually get some mineral extractors, apparently. So that's pretty good. So if we could actually take this mission, we know we could go to Wolf 359 to either Powell High or Lomas Orbiter, buy our mineral extractors, and beat cheeks back to here. Finally, there's a flight log here, which gives I guess information on systems. I don't seem to have any other information here, so that kind of stinks, but I don't know. I guess that's for personal edification. But there's a couple features. Like I said, this is crowdsourced, so if you're going to use it, it's considered good karma to take some time and update information as you know it, especially if you see that it's very stale. And you can do that simply by going to add update prices. Now here it knows that I'm in Sol, although I'm no longer at Abraham Lincoln, I'm at Daedalus. So what I want to do is, for example, go to the commodities market, and I'll check out explosives. So we'll just type explosives, and they're selling 203, which is correct. They're buying 220, which is also correct. They have a supply of 1,453,663, which is absolutely correct. So, don't need to do any modification on this. This is exactly as it should be. So, you can come in here and you can update this yourself, and contribute to the community, especially if you use it a lot. And that's really the application's really only as good as the community that uses it and how they choose to use it. So as I said before, what I was thinking about doing is getting back to the adder, maybe. What I'd like to do is keep the eagle, though. I'd like to go out and do bounty missions, do some some combat flying, and I wouldn't do that with the adder. The adder would be either a hauler or a mining ship. The hauler, as you can see here, the shields are it's a downgrade from the eagle, which as a if you're out doing mining operations, you certainly don't want to be out there with tissue paper for armor. So you certainly want to have something that could actually hold its own. The hauler is useful, but the adder has it beat in several places, most notably the fact that it comes with a stock 6 cargo slots and an 8 slot, quote unquote, fuel tank. So that would give it quite the distance. This one has actually this one has an 8-ton capacity for its cargo. So the hauler is as its name implies, it's for hauling crap around. You could get rid of one of the lasers, one of the pulse lasers, or both of the pulse lasers, and the basic discovery scanner. Install 2 mining lasers and a refinery, and you can be good to go. This would be a really good mining vessel if you had an escort. I wouldn't, take this out in open space if you know that pirates are going to be hanging around the asteroid belt. Let's see. So the Lakon 9 and the Type 7 are way out of our reach. So, tell you what. Let's go. What we're going to do is we're going to go over to Abraham Lincoln Station, where I know that they have the adder, and we'll take a look at that, because I think that's probably going to be my choice. With 156,000, the adder is clocking in maybe about 80,000 and change credits, so I could certainly buy one. However, I don't know if I have to see what the full price tag is going to be to equip it as a mining vessel. I want to be able to go out and get, some of the more profitable materials. Let's see here. The problem with mining, which I'll save for another episode, is that it's really slow. And if you've done mining in that other game, it's not quite as hands-off, which is kind of unfortunate, because you really need to, you shoot at rocks, you blow chunks off, and then you have to manually collect them into your cargo hold. They go into your refinery, they get refined into a percent of a completed ton of material, and once you reach 100%, then that 1 ton goes into your cargo hold. So if you want a lot of something, or you have a mission to pull up, say, 4 tons of palladium, you actually have to collect a lot of palladium in order to achieve that 4 tons. So you can actually be out there. That's why if you look at mining missions that actually ask you to source some raw materials, they'll give you a time frame of like 9 hours, because they don't expect you to beat your head up against the wall and try and extract that amount of material in one sitting. So we're just going to head off to good old Abe Lincoln here. Now, earlier in the day, actually, when I had the Viper, I had the grand idea of outfitting it as a kind of bounty hunting machine. So I bought the FSD interdictor, and I put that on there. And I used it a whole one time. I had taken a mission where I had to go after some quote-unquote bounty hunters. That's all it said. So it told me to go to Alpha Centauri, which I did, and I was flying around. I interdicted one wanted guy. He didn't count. I got interdicted myself by a wanted guy, and he didn't count either. So I wasn't entirely sure how, the missions that want me to go after a quote-unquote bounty hunter actually worked. I don't know what qualifies as a bounty hunter, but apparently, it wasn't simply a case of being interdicted. So it was I probably had to go to USS or something like that. Two friends of mine actually who've been playing on two separate instances, I've been following along with them. They've run into situations where the missions that they had originally taken changed up on them, which I'm kind of jealous of because that's never happened to me. One guy actually had a simple, cargo run to get a complement of beer to a station. And as soon as he jumped into the system where he had to drop this cargo, he got an update to the mission that said, from someone else, saying, I don't want these people having the beer, so just, dump it and I'll pay you more. The conundrum being that, you can either deliver the cargo as specified and earn a certain amount, or you can dump the cargo and earn more but incur a fine or something like that. So it was really just a matter of which side of the equation you want to be on. Another friend of mine actually had a bounty hunting mission where he had to go out and essentially kill traders. Traders you can find in the unidentified signal source locations around a system. And if you run into them, I guess initially what the mission was to blow them out of the sky. However, once he ended up in the USS with a trader, the trader radioed him and basically begged for his life and said that he would he would pay you not to kill him. So my friend actually didn't kill him, and he returned to the station and found that he actually earned more money than by not killing the guy than he actually would have had he blown him up. So, again, I'm kind of jealous that they're getting these cool missions when I'm getting basically nothing here. Most of the missions that I'm getting want me to perform illegal activities, which kind of sucks because I don't want to go down that route. So here we are at Abe Lincoln Station. We're heading to landing pad 44, and as you can just see, the pad designation blinked out. I'm having that happen a lot, and I don't know why. I have to check the forums to see it might be a graphic setting or not, but it's particularly frustrating when they blink out before I even enter the station. I don't know where the heck I'm supposed to go. Oh. Nope. Oh, man. Hey. Oh, shoot. I've got a kind of an issue here. Land. There we go. My throttle is acting up here. It's a good thing I'm almost up to the limit here. So, the idea here being that we're going to look at the shipyard and we're going to check out the Adder. So, the Sidewinder and the Eagle and the Adder. So, it's 87,000 credits, but as you can see, the shields are the same and the armor is better than what I have currently with the Eagle. The good thing about the Adder is that we have better hardpoint options and better internals. We have an 8 capacity fuel tank, but only a 6 capacity cargo rack. Now we can fix that easily by dumping the 2 and getting a 4. But we can also go ahead and drop the Discovery scanner and also the pulse lasers. So actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on that, and we're just going to buy this out of pocket. So we will become the proud owners of a new Adder. But then we're going to have to go ahead and we're going to have to outfit this thing because it's not exactly useful for what I want to use it for right now. So here at Starport Services, we're going to go to outfitting. Wait until our everything closes down. Okay, so we have a medium hard point. We can buy and equip. Let's see. These are hardcore items. Let's see. I don't have any mining lasers here. Unless it's a utility mount. Nope. I'm gonna have to go find some place that has a mining laser. Internally, though, we can go ahead and we can sell the basic discovery scanner. And what we can do is we can look for a refinery. Now this is a 1-bin refinery. We don't want that. This is a 1-bin refinery. We don't want that. This is a 2-bin refinery, which is the minimum you want because you want to be able to have two potential minerals going at once. So yeah, let's. I'm gonna hold off on that until I can find the actual mining lasers. So once I do that, then I'm going to. Let's see, can I do the paint job? Nope. Once I do that, then I'll figure out the refinery business. So there we go. That's about all I have time for this session. So again, thanks for watching, and let's see. Next episode, I hope to have a mining ship ready to go, and we'll be talking